All right. All right, first up, authorization of payment of bills.
I'll make a motion. Oh, go ahead, Ed.
You do your thing.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead to pay the bills.
I'll second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Good. Privilege of the floor. Once, twice, thrice. Seeing no one. Old business, none, new business. Approved Town of Homer and Village of Homer Mutual Sharing Plan Agreement.
Something we do already. It just formalizes it to protect us and our employees. Liability
I
wise.
think we do this every year, don't
Yeah.
Yeah,
we? We're supposed to.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept the mutual sharing plan agreement as well, it was 2 meetings in agreement
Yeah.
as written. I'll second it, still work.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, okay. I see. All right, so there's that. Next up, approve shared services agreement with Department of Transportation.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the mayor to sign the shared services agreement with the New York State DOT for 2023.
I'll second it.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, all right. Two. Approve Homer Fire Department mutual aid agreement.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Homer Fire Department mutual aid. Was it?
I gotta read a little resolution in the record.
All right.
At the top, sorry about that. Yep.
All right.
Resolution by the authority having jurisdiction authorizing participation in the Cortland County Fire Mutual Aid Plan. Village of Homer offered the following resolution and move this adoption for the Homer Fire Department to participate in the Cortland County Mutual Aid Plan as now in force and as amended from time to time, and certifies to the Cortland County Legislature through the Cortland County Fire Coordinator that no restriction exists against outside service by such fire department or fire company within the meaning of section 200 of the general municipal law, which would affect the power of such fire department or fire company to participate in such plan. And be it further resolved that the copy of this resolution be filed with the Cortland County Fire Coordinator annually.
Now I make the motion that we approve the Homer Fire Department mutual aid agreement. I'll second.
Discussion,
If you guys look at the page here, it shows all the certifications and whatnot.
That's kind of what they all
Patient
pump.
liability insurance noting the mutual aid plan.
After the discussion stuff.
yeah, all done with the discussion?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Let's see, approve items recommended via the rec committee.
Yeah, Zach's,
So that,
Zach's online.
I'm here, folks. Howdy.
what are your items?
You know, if I was a little better prepared, I'd have a copy in front of me. I'm over at the
Well, you
elementary
have
school
it.
right now. So I'm gonna rely on you a little bit.
All right. So it looks like you need $7,700 for 110 shoulder pads.
Correct.
I believe this is already accounted for in the budget that we approved from last year. And then item 2 is about starting to coach Kristen Hoy for a pitching clinic and private lessons this summer. This item was not covered in the budget. It hasn't been discussed before, but it should be no cost to the village. Any money that comes in from participants will go to the coach or her coaching staff. So it shouldn't affect the rec committees or the rec department's budget.
Pass through.
Just
All
a
right.
minor correction there. It's starting this coming Sunday. Assuming she gets her paperwork and after she's approved.
Did you, move it?
Yes, so I'm gonna, do you want me to move all of them at once? And then the final item here is about purchasing shirts for the basketball coaches. The total for all shirts for all of the coaches, we have 21 coaches who are volunteering their time this season, should come to less than $450. So I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the 3 items that's outlined in the rec department request.
It's actually four,
Four.
I'm sorry,
Items.
B on the agenda. Self, item B.
Thank you.
Yep,
All right, then the final one is using the remaining football equipment purchases for uniforms and or helmets. If there is extra money available after the shoulder pads are purchased, we want kids to have safe helmets. And the helmets have to be replaced every couple of years or so, and they're pretty expensive. And as Zach pointed out to the committee last week, they're getting more expensive all the time. So if there's extra funding, that's what it would go to.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Zach. All right. Approve the appointment of Fred Coolidge as a temporary laborer.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Just, just a little bit, I still have a little bit of an issue that we had to have the hearing and all that and dismissed him, everybody loves him. Whatever.
I totally understand,
I'm
Kevin.
good with that. As long as he's working out and he's doing what he's supposed to do, God bless him.
Second chances.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't believe we have.
You've gotten dozens of second chances.
I mean, all.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye. All right. And approve water and sewer credit requests.
Yeah, pretty sad situation. Don't understand it all, but it kind of makes sense, so I'll make a motion that we accept it. Unless somebody knows more than I do about it.
I am good with both. The one issue has been corrected. And other services are involved to keep an eye on.
Yes. I'm fine with it.
As long as there's documentation and they're willing to work to rectify it, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'll make the motion, I already did.
Believe me.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna table this, oh, wait a minute.
I took it off, but put
Yep, I see.
2 contracts, discussion being executive.
Yeah, all right, so then discuss joint public hearing of the village board of trustees, planning board and zoning board of approval on the proposed LED sign law, which is what, 31st,
Tuesday, 31st, 5:30.
Tuesday the 31st.
Is that the
at
first
5:30.
time we're gonna see the law?
No.
You had the
We
law
already have the
for
draft law.
like a year.
Oh, I've had that's what it was.
That's the draft law.
The draft, yeah, we're just gonna go through the draft and kind of see what, what makes sense, what needs,
So we'll have both the ZBA and the planning board. We get their recommend, now, we haven't gotten their written recommendations yet, Dan, I don't think.
I thought those were passed out. If not, they get passed out tomorrow.
Those
Okay.
were emailed. I emailed them before. I can resend them if you'd like.
if you could,
Yeah.
because I don't recall seeing them either, but
Yeah.
That'd be great, Ken.
So,
Did they make any changes?
oh yeah.
I can only imagine.
So this is quite extensive. Both boards were very vociferous and adamant on certain parts.
Okay,
So, and I know one of them expressed a curiosity why they had to come back again. And I said, well, part of it is because we as the board need to hear from them. And we can't be playing this email game back and forth. Because there's things that we read in the written response that sometimes take questions, and it's easier for us to ask the questions face to face one time with everybody around.
they get paid.
And also, they don't have to come back because we are not required to have their feedback or input or anything on this. This is a board decision. This is strictly a board decision. This is a courtesy to them.
I did, yes, that's true. I did not do that because I figured, we do want the input and the feedback.
Yeah, I do, but I don't want attitude.
But also just as important is also because this is a public hearing for our residents.
Yeah.
To hear, so,
It's the right thing to do.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
this is my response was, this is a very big deal. And we want to make sure we get it right, so.
Yeah, I believe I've gotten their responses. I've got it on my email, the one from a year ago that Dante sent me. I've read that.
No, this was within months, the past couple months.
Oh, man, I must have blown it, because I don't remember it.
I don't recall it either, Ed,
Not
so.
the changes anyhow.
No, is there?
Oh, the law?
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, the law we've sent a couple times. I know that.
Oh, that I had.
Yeah,
Or I
Yeah.
had.
but the feedback from the boards.
That I don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember seeing that.
So it came Friday and it's on your emails right now.
Yeah.
I just
it probably-
re-forwarded
Well,
it.
that may be why, because I didn't look at my emails this afternoon.
But I sat in on both of those. I listened into both of them and there were some very strong opinions and some very strong input that we definitely need to
Okay.
take into consideration.
Well, I hope they take advantage of this and they come and they.
Right. Are we voting that day or just?
No,
listening?
it's just a public hearing.
That's what I would.
Because we'll have to have another public hearing once we finalize. the-
Yeah, we have to finalize the law, then it has to go through the aging process,
Okay,
and
good.
then,
All right, great.
no. I mean, no, I know this is a traumatic change for a lot of people.
No, it just needs to be done right. I mean,
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
No, I don't think it's that major. We want decent signs and we want a good sign law.
yeah,
So, yeah, it's not like we're gonna
You
blow
know,
this
to
off.
a certain extent of the other, but it isn't because of the location, it's almost outside the village. It's not downtown, it's not in the historic, whatever,
it's a tough, yeah.
it's a tough call.
I mean, there's nothing stopping those three organizations from replacing the plastic letter signs with brighter plastic letter signs
Right.
with,
Better.
they could put the ones with the light bulbs around them, whatever. I mean, they could there's a lot of stuff that they can do that would be awful. This is trying to make it as less awful as possible. I think it's, it's the way that it has to go.
So Dan, one more time, 31 January, Tuesday at
5:30 downstairs.
downstairs. Yeah.
Standing room only.
In case there's a mob.
That's all.
All right. Look at that, we've already all the way through it. Except for that we have to go to executive and discuss some contracts. But before that. Comments?
Yes, work session, we need to get into the weeds on the, not that Dan isn't doing a great job, I'm sure he is, but what's going on with the dam? Is there anything we as a board can do? Cause it's dragging. About the salt shed, I hear about the door being a liability issue. I mean, what do we wanna do about salt shed? So how about solar? How about the garbage truck? If we want to, we probably should start working on it, kind of like now. Other issues and let's hope that this DRI comes in. Our 4 out of 10 have been announced, so we'll find out in the next 2 weeks. Or you will ahead of time.
In theory, I hope so. I don't know. I saw they have quotes from people and so I guess they do give you some heads up.
Well, I think so, because everybody I've seen in pictures have all worn suits and ties, and we sure as hell don't. So, if they came in and took our picture right now, this is how we could look,
I'm okay with, I do think we need to start work sessions. It's good. I have, 2 projects on my job right now that are gonna bury me until like the second week of February. And then after that, I'm all set. So if we want to schedule one for like the 3rd week in February, say the Tuesday, that's not the board meeting or whatever.
Yeah,
Something like
February
that.
14th, the Valentine's Day, so
Well, that's a board.
That's a
meeting.
board
that's a
meeting.
board meeting.
We did that for Pat.
Yeah, get him out of it.
Pat's request.
It's gonna be expensive, Pat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so
that's
the
all I just-
following Tuesday, we can do it or something.
We ought to start digging. into
If we
something.
could do it, I would just, the second meeting was intended to be a work meeting and it's morphed into a regular meeting. I would like to try to maintain at least just 2 meetings, because at the rate we're going, we'll have a meeting every week.
Well, that's true. So if we could,
Actually, the February, we usually do one the 28th for the closing of the year for entries we have to do. We don't do much at it, but we definitely need the 28th just because it's the end of the year.
we could do it on the 28th.
How's the 28th grab everybody?
Works for
We
me.
just have to know that this
Sounds good to
meeting,
me.
the second, I mean, we can always make it the second board meeting and just do the board meeting and then the work session after. Or the work session before and the board meeting after, whatever works for you guys.
I'm okay with either. I just want to make sure we're not
I'm good.
adding in
Yeah,
another.
I mean, it's only 6:15 and we're done here.
Well, we're not,
Well, we got. Well, what I've seen, it doesn't look like.
yeah, but yeah, we know it's seven.
Yeah, but if that's 7, we used to go to 8:30.
Yeah.
Things back when in our youth.
I think that's fine. I think that makes sense then. So let's plan on that.
Yeah, we're gonna need to go over things like the edible park, what's, kind of oversight on that.
Well, yeah,
Who's gonna get the sidewalks developed first, or who's gonna start working on the CFA for next year? Obviously, all our earmarks that we were told by Schumer and Gillibrand fell through, so they're.
shocking.
Yeah, well, I mean, all the phone call, no, I understand, but I'm just saying, I'm just disappointed that they used us to get a quantity. So
Yeah.
they could say, oh, we had 8,000 and we only gave out 2,000 awards, and they all went to the big cities.
Yeah, they scrambled us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Dang.
it's just a shame. Which is, they didn't even call you to tell you didn't get it.
Wow.
And Dan turned in a bunch of good, responses,
think-
and we got nothing,
To be honest with you, I'm not sure that Senator Gillibrand has ever been to Cortland County.
you know.
She certainly hasn't in my
Not that I'm.
recollection.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you-
she's a senator for the state and they got staff.
Yeah, but you-
that should have,
You,
Senator.
you trip over Schumer. He's here so much. He's,
Well, he didn't come through either.
well, that's true. He should have, but
He was just in driving a few weeks.
Yeah, but we split up the request, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we didn't try our, Congress people. Of course, our congressperson moved to another district, so that probably wouldn't have worked anyhow. That was Tenny, but now it's.
Molinaro.
Molinaro.
Yeah.
So, anyhow.
He's just down the road,
Is he?
about 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think he's like 3 hours away.
Where's he down?
Up the
Hudson
valley.
Valley
Yeah.
someplace?
Yeah, down in Ulster or
Okay.
Dutchess.
What a weird, that's.
No, I think it's,
That's those long,
yeah.
convoluted, when you gotta have 500,000.
No great road getting you from here to there.
You gotta have a million people at 500,000 for a congressman or something, so I mean, it's I don't know how you do it when you got a very, country like we are, so, okay. over.
Anywho, alrighty. Who wants to go next for comments?
I'll go next.
All right.
I got nothing.
Wow.
Ed covered everything, so I'm good.
Wow. All right. Okay.
Mark that down.
Yeah.
Absolutely frightening.
I only have something for executive session, so.
Very good.
Okay.
I have nothing to add.
All right. I actually don't as well. So
I'll make a
wait, questions from the media?
Yeah, hell, I got a couple questions.
All right.
So for the proposed LED sign law, what does that exactly entail? Like, what's the purpose of it? This is the first time. I'm hearing.
So we have 3 organizations that are looking to replace their current signs, which are the plastic light up signs that you put the little plastic letters in.
Mhm.
With LED signs. I can't tell you where one exists around here because I haven't seen one, but it's almost like a TV screen sign.
Okay.
And so the law is, what we need to discuss is how big can it be? How bright can it be? How often can the image change? Can there be motion? And all of those things. And so, because there's, you know, people are very concerned because of the areas that these 3 signs are in, which is, you know, kind of a walking area it's sort of outside of, it's, you know, closer to residential and stuff like that. So
Okay.
we need to just make sure that we get it exactly right so that, you know, people aren't upset by the signs, but we also have to acknowledge the fact that these organizations need to move forward into the next century with their sign technology, and you know, the plastic letter signs have sort of seen their day come and go.
If you want to see a sign, there'd be one just before you cross the railroad tracks on 281, before you get to Paul. It's on the left.
Yeah, but that's a giant
That's a giant
billboard.
billboard, that's an LED.
Yeah, it is, but ours aren't gonna look anything like that.
I understand, but that's an LED.
Oh, you're gonna terrify people. We're gonna need a bigger building.
Yes.
Well, they could be the size of your TV.
I'm aware of the 2, or what's the third one?
FHN.
Yeah.
FHN.
No, the Legion, the fire department, and
Center.
FHN's is gonna be all set because they're in a different.
And it could be any other business on Main Street too, if they wanted to.
Well, that's, yeah.
Well, right.
Put the law in place and it's gotta be equitable throughout. So-
Yeah.
Now, I understand, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We
I'm agreeing with you.
people right.
Which is why we need to
There
get
could
it.
be more.
Which is why we need to. And the biggest thing is that, you know, it shouldn't be super bright, shouldn't have it shouldn't have any motion, except for when it changes, it should only change. I would say every 15 minutes at most.
Agree.
You know, we don't want one that's just constantly rotating or anything like that. That's just, you know,
And you can't see it if you're driving 30 miles an hour, so it's gotta be big and simple. If you put in too much, people don't get it unless they live here, because then they'll get to see, it's like our
oh, yeah.
Homer sign, you can't see it with the little stuff, but over time you will, but initially, you just see Homer. And then all the other stuff come the next time you visit, because you can't read that at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, we also gotta get some better lights on there.
Oh, I like some solar, that's what work sessions would do.
Yep.
Just little solar things and some little lights or.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
So, all right, does that answer? Sorry, long answer and discussion, Kevin.
No worries. So are these organizations, are they close to each other, or are they in different parts of the village?
No, they're 1, 2, 3. It's the Center for the Arts, the Legion, and the fire department.
Oh, okay, so okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So is there a reason that the public hearing next Tuesday has a ZBA and planning board involved? Is it just because of the variety of questions that might come up?
Well, those are 2 organizations that are gonna have to field a lot of the decisions on what conforms and what doesn't. And, you know, we've asked them to hold off on making any decisions on sign applications until we can do this. And so we're looking for their feedback, you know, and their input, because, you know, it's important that we get it, and hear it and take it into consideration when we do this.
And then is there a goal date or month you guys are looking to pass the law?
I would say, you know, it takes time to do this. I would like to see it maybe get passed in, you know, or voted on in March. That gives us February to rewrite it, and then we have to age it and do another public hearing. So maybe late March, maybe April.
Now, is there a copy of the most recent draft of law I could look at, or is that not available publicly?
What we have is in our code book.
Okay.
The proposed law I could email to you.
Yeah, that'd be great, Tanya.
Yep.
Thank you.
But Kevin, keep in mind that is just a draft, okay?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just wanted, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna publish it or anything. I just want to take a look at it, see what you guys think so far. Yeah. No worries. All right, that's it for me, Hal.
Is that for you? All right, thanks very much. Now we can go into an executive session.
I make a motion, we go.
Huh?
Well, Dante, sorry, Dante.
Oh, Dante, anything for the public before we go to executive?
No, just the executive. Thank you.
All right, very good.
I'll make a motion when you move to executive, for the state law 109 or whatever it is. What is it?
Article 7, section 105, public officers law to discuss a contract matter.
So be it.
The time is 6:27.
How many hundreds of hours is that?
Second.
18:27.